All right, what's up, team? We are back. It's been a little bit. February 1st, 2023. Took a little bit of break because we had a really busy end of the 22 season, opening up a new location in Austin, Texas, popping up a mini pitch at Post HTX here in Houston, Texas, on top of just celebrating the end of the season. But here we are, we're back on the ball to continue to share the story of Sphere. More importantly, just to share the story to those new teammates on like, why Sphere when it's a pentagon? Like, I don't understand. Like, why pink? Like, what's the deal with the 1746 and like, you know, who came up with the name? And my favorite part about being an entrepreneur, which I didn't even know I'd be really passionate about, is the brand itself. And, you know, reading about other entrepreneurs, they have such an affinity for the way that it's communicated, the way that it's displayed, the way that it comes across. So just taking you back to my career, I was a flamboyant player. I said it. I'm from California, a little bit out there, gregarious, as some of you might know. I always just loved to push the line. And when I was playing for the Houston Dynamo, you know, it was in this era of like, wear the black boots, don't ruffle any feathers. And Nike just started coming out with these like really bright, vibrant boots. And I was definitely one of the first players, me and Stuart Holden, to start wearing these loud, bright Pumas and Nikes and Adidas, and slowly but surely it, you know, evolved, and here we are today with, you know, the louder, the bigger, the better. I just always loved pink. Everybody's saying like, hey, what's your favorite color? I'd almost be afraid to say pink because it's like, oh, it's supposed to be a girl color, right? I mean, yeah, fair enough, but I just loved it. I love the color pink. Obviously, I wore pink boots. I got so much shit for it, and I'll never forget it. But, you know, fast forward, you know, I started going to all these boutique fitness classes and started really experiencing this world after soccer, and I realized that nobody was dominating the color pink in the fitness space. SoulCycle, yellow, Orange Theory, orange. Just nobody was really owning that color pink, and I thought, man, what an opportunity. I think that would be a great idea. And when I started coming up with my own designs and went on like design.com or one of these sites where you can have bids of different designers around the world to come up with logos for you, I wanted to have an elephant with a soccer ball with this trunk up. Clearly that got cut down by 5+8, which is our branding design group that created the brand of Sphere. But first it was Chibala Fitness, then it was Sphere Fitness, eventually became Sphere. And the name came from my uncle, probably one of the smartest men that I know, Danny Zales. And I was telling about this concept about bringing the world together through soccer and fitness, recreating a locker room atmosphere that I was, you know, so fortunate to experience when I was with the Dynamo. And he said, give me a day, I'll be right back. I said, all right, sounds good. Phones me up, says, all right, I got it. What? Tell me. Sphere. Woo! Woo! Raphael voice. Woo! Fire. And I was just like, wow. So that's where the brand that I gave to 5+8 and say, hey, this is my story. This is the direction of where the company's going. This is my favorite color. This is the website. This is the domain. This is our social media handles. You know, here you go. So we're about to go meet with 5+8. I want to show you that brand. I want to talk about how Adam and the team actually created the concept of Sphere, the branding, the design, and just that powerful pink logo that we all come to love. Here we go.
And then you had some ideas. And
we had Sphere, the name.
You had the name,
yeah,
which is a great name.
Mm-hmm.
Why Sphere?
My uncle. My uncle, I told him what I wanted to do or what I was thinking about doing, and he's like, "We'll come back to you," and said, Sphere. I was like,
yeah.
Wow, mind blown, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We knew that you didn't want it to like forever only be soccer. You were like, look, that's kind of the start of this thing, but like it's going to be a lot bigger than that. And we're like, sure, dude. but yeah, but you did obviously. So we couldn't make it too soccer-ish, connected but not too on the nose.
Yeah.
And so then we looked at the shapes on the soccer ball, and you've got the hexagon and a pentagon.
Right.
And I don't know if I know why we did it. I think we just maybe liked the shape better.
I think the shape better. It looked better next to Sphere.
Yeah, and the hexagon's so symmetrical.
Also, the pentagons on soccer balls are the ones that stand out, right?
Oh, that's right.
So
yeah, the black ones. Like any shape, they can look kind of generic because it's just a shape, and so we just slightly because when a ball is inflated, it actually like it's a little bit extended. So like the logo actually, if you look at the sides of it, slightly kind of expanded out a little bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. You know, when you work on branding and design, you know that maybe no one will notice, but you kind of hope that like subconsciously they...
Or when they do, it's like an Easter egg.
Yeah. Like we always talk about the FedEx arrow. you know,
Yeah.
and those little
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're here at 5+8. If you guys haven't picked up on the conversation, Adam, Sarah, Adam, founder of 5+8, and Sarah, the creative director here. We wouldn't be here, Sphere, if it wasn't for you guys in creating such a cool logo and design for us to be able to like stand on. Because I think that's really important for any company, you know, that's like recognizable around the world. You go to that Nike check and it's like, okay, or like that Apple with the bite out of it, right? And then also it's like the story that goes into it too, that also gives brands, you know, something a little bit extra than just, you know, a simple name on the front of it. For you, just Adam first, like 5+8, like where did that come from?
So again, like your point, the story, everything has to mean something if you care about it. And so 5+8 actually was coming up with the name in my kitchen with my wife. And I've always liked numbers from sports, like you. And so 5 was always my lucky number,
Cool.
and 8 was always my wife's lucky number. And so I've always just liked that concept. And so my wife was like, what about 5+8? Because 5+8 is 13, and that was the year that we started the company, and that my wife was actually pregnant at the time, and so our daughter was born in 2013 as well. So yeah, 5+8. Your brand, we only have maybe 10 or 12 products on our website,
Right.
and yours is still there to this day, and it's probably the oldest project on there because it doesn't look old.
And it hasn't changed. It hasn't needed to change.
Simple is very difficult, right? Because in a simple, clean design, there's nowhere to hide. Sarah, I mean, she will put a black logo on a white background and be like, and she knows to say, that's it, no more. Such a killer eye that she is comfortable in that space, and I think that's one of the most remarkable things about her. Sorry, I didn't mean to compliment.
Isn't it so easy talking on camera? It's great.
It is.
All right, so just any creative process for you guys. Obviously, you're just getting started. There's 3 of you. You were in like a small room,
Tiny.
just one.
About
Right now, you've
this size,
the
maybe?
whole entire floor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
called the dorm.
So, you know, like just from creating the brand, like what does that look like from you guys as an agency, you know, and even just creating Sphere or anybody else's brand when you're coming up? Raphael, my business
Yeah.
partner in Sphere, Raphael Racing
Again,
Club.
another one of our favorite things we've ever done.
Yeah.
I love that brand.
So just like what's the creative process? Like how do you guys do it? How do you make the magic happen?
There's 3 phases. The discovery phase, which is just getting to know you. All kinds of ways you can do that, interviews, surveys, all kinds of ways, really getting to know you and getting to know the brand. The second phase is the messaging. What does it sound like? What does it feel like when you talk about it? What are the taglines? What are the headlines? Does it have an attitude? Is it reserved? Is it conservative? Is it bold? And then the final phase is the visual aspect of the we call the brand expression. And Sarah, you know, I think the first phase is kind of the shared vision kind of coming together and looking at
Yeah,
stuff.
we all kind of look at inspiration, look at the different directions we can take
Right.
the brand, and then we explore the different directions, kind of flesh out some concepts and ideas, and present those to the client and kind of see what they're feeling.
And we even name those.
Yeah, we did.
We even name those as like here's like bold and fresh, and here's
Right.
you know like clean and
I remember.
yeah,
I
and so
remember.
and then the client feels very heard, hopefully, that we've touched all of their kind of crazy thoughts.
Yep.
And then they can say, oh my gosh, it's definitely B or this retro vibe or
Yeah.
this clean vibe.
So obviously you guys do much more than just designing logos now. But when you think about a really strong brand, you know, obviously you need like that outward facing, you know, logo to the world, but like what to you guys makes a really strong brand in today's world?
I think something simple that people can see and easily recognize, like Apple, Nike, the Sphere is going in that direction.
I mean, Nike didn't start out by just a swoosh, right? They used to, and neither did Target, neither did Apple.
Well, how else can we promote 5+8? Anything else you guys got cool work in or any?
I mean, you've been one of our best brand advocates since we worked with you from the beginning. So you don't need to do anything else. You've been fantastic. There may not be a client that we've had, and I'm not making this up. May not be a client that has understood brand and taken it as seriously and lived it like you.
That's a wrap. We're done here. 5+8. This is a wrap. Thank you guys very much for taking time, Sarah, Adam.
Thanks,
5+8, just to tell a story about Sphere and how we are still alive and kicking. And
You can go to our website and check out all the brands.
all right, that's a wrap, guys. We'll see you guys on the pitch. Let's kick it.